Alright, we're going to show you how to bleed the front brakes on a VTX 1800. We're going to go ahead and remove the screws out of the top of the brake master cylinder. Be careful, and on your covers, take note of where the vent hole is. It needs to go back on that same way. Plastic insert. You're going to have a rubber Like I said, we're going to take this baffle out of here. Again, being careful not to drip on any painted surfaces. Okay, we're going to go ahead and absorb this fluid. You can see it's pretty brown. With the brake fluid, as it ages, it absorbs moisture. With that absorbing of moisture, it turns brown or a darker color. Using paper towels to absorb it up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and poke around in the bottom here, getting all the grime and media that's left over out of there. Be very careful. In the center is that baffle. You don't want to hit that.
Okay, so for bleeding out the front brakes, there's a little bit of confusion on the linked rear brakes. They're two completely separate systems, even though they're held in the same caliper. The center piston in this caliper is linked to the rear brakes and the rear pedal when you push down on it. The two outside pistons are interconnected through a drilled slot, but the center one is not. So when the fluid comes in through this port, it fills this piston and this piston, but not the linked rear brakes when you push down on the rear pedal. So all we're doing is we're bleeding out the front brakes. The front brake bleeder is on the very top. What we're going to do is we're going to put a wrench on it, and then we're going to put our little brake bleeder back on there, our hose. Once that's on there, we're pretty much set up. I'm going to crack this just to make sure we get a little bit of fluid come out. You can see it come out, and we're going to fill the front brake master cylinder up in the handlebars. Okay, we've got everything hooked up. We've cracked the line. We've seen the fluid come out. I've got an assistant up top pulling the brake lever in and out, so he's going to be listening to my instruction and giving me a confirmation that he's done what I've asked. First, we're going to open up the bleeder. We're going to pull the brake lever in.
Okay.
We're going to shut it. Then he's going to let the brake lever loose.
Okay.
Open it up. Brake lever in.
Okay.
Shut it. Brake lever loose.
Okay.
Open it up.
Okay.
And shut it.
Okay.
Open it up.
Okay.
Shut it.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start the process again. I'm going to open it up. He's going to pull the lever in.
Okay.
I'm going to shut it. He's going to let the lever out.
Okay.
Open it up. Shut it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Open it up.
Okay.
And shut it.
Okay.
Open it up.
Okay.
Shut it.
Okay.
Open it up.
Okay.
Shut it.
Okay.
Open it up.
Okay.
And 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 shut it. Open it up.
Okay.
And shut it.
Okay.
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 Okay, now that we're done with this, what we're going to do is we're going to flip over to the other side and bleed that one out. Okay, so we've set up on the other side. The left side is a 10 millimeter and this side on the top is an 8 millimeter. These are both the front brake bleeders. The hose that we're using is a 3/16 clear, so we can actually see the color of the fluid. We're going to flip back and forth on each side once, and the reason we're going to do that is because up on this manifold right here, what we did was we took the fluid that came down and we were running it that direction. There's going to be old fluid right in this area, and we were technically pulling a little bit of fluid from this side and just getting old fluid in the system in the new that we bled out. So we're going to bleed through this line down to this side, and then we're going to go back over to the other side and we're going to bleed that out one more time. Okay, so we're all set up with the light and the clear hose. You're going to get a better idea what the fluid's going to look like on this side. So we're going to go ahead and start in on this. We're going to open up the bleeder. He's going to push the clutch in, or the brake in. We're going to shut it, then he's going to let the brake loose. Same process. Open and shut. Open, shut. Open, shut. Open, shut. Open. Now you can see the fluid actually changing color, lighter and darker. That's the new fluid coming in and out. So open, shut. 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 Okay, now my hose is a little loose. You can see the air bubbles drawing in from between the hose and the brake bleeder. It's not actually the brake fluid coming out that has bubbles in it. So it's got a little bit of a vacuum on it because the brake fluid's running out of the hose on the bottom. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do it again. Open, closed, 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 open, and closed. Now this last pump we're going to do, I'm going to just open it a little bit, and as soon as I start feeling the fluid come out, I'm going to shut it, and I'm going to be keeping a good watch on the bubbles in the line. I don't know if you can see the one creeping right there. So he's going to hold the brake all the way in right now. Go ahead and pull it in. And I'm going to slowly open this and wait for that bubble to move. Did you feel a brake lever pulling just a little bit?
Just a little.
Okay, good enough. Okay, so we moved over to the left side. This is the 10mm side. The right side's the 8mm side. Different model year bikes are different, but the bleeder location will be the same. I'm going to go ahead and open this, and we're going to bleed. Shut. Open. Shut. Open. Shut. Open. Shut. Open. Shut. Okay. And after this, we're going to do the same as on the other side. He's going to pull the clutch in. I'm going to just let a little bit of fluid out and shut it while it's pushing out, and then we're going to call the front good.
Okay, we're done bleeding the brake, so we're going to go ahead and fill the master cylinder back up, top it back off. Okay, we're going to insert the baffle that was in there and the rubber seal or grommet. Again, this one can be protruding like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just taking up extra airspace inside of the master cylinder. Go ahead and recess it back to flush. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the plastic piece back in there. We're going to put the cap back on, making sure that that air vent is at the top. Okay, rubber grommets in there. We're going to insert the plastic piece, and then we're going to put the cover back on, making sure that the air vent is on the high side. At any time you have to open up a brake line, you're going to have to re-bleed that line.